We are at the East Tennessee Fishing Show and Expo. Trying to lock the car. We have just finished setting up the booth, and I'm getting ready to walk inside. We'll walk through the back later. We'll walk through the show and see some of the deals, see what's going on. But I'm excited. So this is Thursday. It's a half day. I think all right. The doors open for VIPs at 12. And the rest of the show opens at 1. No. Doors open for VIPs at 1, and the rest of the show opens at 2. 2 to 8 today. See?
Because you can get it down there. They've never seen nothing like that down there. That's that deep.
Fish like a jerkbait. Pause it over the structure, let it slowly sink. Gets there, that's the key right there. Stands up so you don't get hung up. You let it sit there. If there's any current, it doesn't take much of the roots. After the root running over. We can watch the fish knows it. If he doesn't get it right away, we just do it too much. Okay? New way of fishing right here, guys.
That's super cool. I've been seeing your stuff on Instagram, and it's wild.
What kind of hook show down there? BBKs. They're super short.
The BBK.
And top quality.
And the thing, you know, a lot of people like, why do you put so small hook? 2 reasons. Any lady or anything like that. I don't put it through grass. Ripping through grass. Crankbaits in the grass. Always been.
I've been seeing those online for a while and thought they were super cool. Later this weekend, I'm going to have to go back over there and get a couple. That being able to work it on the bottom like that, I think that's a game changer. Especially looking at rock and stuff, having it stand up on its lip on rock, that's wild. These are pretty too. Check those out. I need to find Long Creek. I don't know what booth they are. I think they're probably in their same spot we were last year. Beautiful glide baits. I picked one up last year, and it was great. So we're gonna make our way down there. Is it alright if I film? Just like gorgeous. I picked up one of these last year. The bluegill.
But that was a track and field bigger.
Prints. That was Long Creek Customs. They make beautiful glide baits and crank baits, jointed swim baits, whatever you want to call them. And they have got just killer prices. I mean, you saw those Slim Shats were $25 a piece. You cannot find a paint job like that for $25 anywhere else. So I highly encourage you guys to have them linked, find them. They make gorgeous stuff. We've got some more swim baits here. Ooh, check these out. Some wake baits, rats,
Scales, natural,
rubber tails. Super cool. But you could see $115. Now those were just a little bit bigger than the ones that we were looking at Long Creek, but Long Creek had bigger ones too, and I think they were 30 or 35. So the value's there. Go hit up Long Creek. They'll be linked below. Tell them Dadfish sent you. This is the aftermath of the East Tennessee Fishing Show and Expo. It's been about a week, and I just took a week off. I didn't do anything. Spent every evening with the kids and Brandy. Board games, video game nights. It was a lot of fun, but we need to get things cleaned up and back to it. And in the rush of coming home Sunday and unloading everything and then not doing anything, this is what it looks like. Walk back there. So I'm gonna get it cleaned up, get it put back to the way it should be, and then we will take a look at some of the stuff I picked up while we were at the expo, because I got some very nice swim baits and some tungsten. I think that's it. Maybe something else. Yeah, I did get something else. We'll look at it all. But first, I got to conquer this and get it put back the way it goes so that we can begin making bait again. The day I'm recording this is February 4th. And in about a week and a half, I will be making a trip up to Dead On in Jackson to get supplies, because in preparation for the East Tennessee Fishing Show and Expo, I used up basically all of my two of the types of plastic that we use. I've used up all of them. So I need to go get supplies. I need to restock on some flakes and some powders and some pigments. So we got to get this back in order first. Let's get to it. pretty much. There's a little bit left to do. Mostly like sorting out, putting things away, gathering up some trash, but all the big stuff is done. This cart that we took with us to the show is back in place, and our vacuum chamber and our microwave are plugged back in, and the wires are run again. Everything's just kind of coming together, which is good because I will be getting back to production nights this week. And I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to do, because there's potential for some things coming as far as retail availability in some locations of Dadfish products, which would be super cool. It's not nailed down, it's not in stone, but there's potential. And I want to make sure we've got a good backstock of inventory. Plus, we're about to launch our market season. I think our first one is in March or the very beginning of April. And I need to have a good amount of inventory ready for that so that I can do that and keep the website stocked. So we got to get back to it. But that is pretty much it as far as the bait shop workshop area goes. The fishing expo was great. You just saw before this cleanup section a bunch of footage of the expo. It's huge. It's a lot of fun. I think if I wasn't there as a vendor or running a booth as a business, I would go to it just to walk through it because it's great. Lots of great booths there, lectures or seminars, I think they call them, from pros. John Cox was there and gave a seminar. I was, of course, running a booth, so I didn't go to it. But he was running a seminar. Several other pros were there running seminars. And so that's really cool. There's opportunity. You pay the ticket to get inside, but then the seminars are free beyond the ticket price, so you can learn a lot there. I did get a few things. Not as much as Brandy was trying to make it sound like on the tackle page on Instagram. I didn't spend all of our profit, just part of our profit. We still left in the black, so. But I got some good stuff. We'll look at that in a minute. I wanted to talk about some of the people we met because we got to meet a lot of really cool people and people who represented businesses. So there was like the social interactions, which were super fun. And then there were some like networking type opportunities that got me very excited about potential retail type opportunities. But we got to meet Fishing with Odad, which was very cool. He came through the booth on, I believe it was Thursday afternoon, and he comes from, I recognize him from somewhere, and I'm trying to think, well, he may have been at the show last year. We get a lot of repeat people through, or at a market we've done, or I might have seen him at Taco Bell or something. You never know. And then he liked the logo and the name of our company, Dadfish Tackle. He's like, I've got a card here you'll appreciate. And he pulls out his business card, and as he's doing it, and I see his hat has got his logo on. I'm like, he's showing me the card. I'm like, you're Odad. It's like, I watch your stuff. And so we got to chat for a while, and through that, found out that he lives relatively close to where I live. And so we're gonna fish together this spring, and I'm very excited about that. It's always great to find people to fish with and to have that opportunity to go and spend time together. So I'm excited about that. Also got to meet Bass Geek, and I saw him walking down the aisle, and I popped out and I was like, hey, I just want to shake your hand and say hi. I know how to use a jerkbait because of you. You taught me how to fish a jerkbait. That might be the first Bass Geek video I ever saw. I don't think it's the first one, but it's the first one I vividly remember when I started fishing, and I was like, I want to fish a jerkbait. And I bought like an Ozark Trail cheap jerkbait, and I got on YouTube and was like, how to use a jerkbait, and Bass Geek was one of the first things that came up, and I learned how to fish a jerkbait, and I think it might be how I learned how to fish a spook as well. But we got to chat for a little bit, found out we share some fisheries and discussed those fisheries, and that was really cool. Great guy, down to earth. And then Sunday I went to the show alone because I knew it was going to be a slower day and Brandy had been with me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and so I was like, well, you go home, be with the girls, and I'll just go on my own. A little bit later start, and I knew it was going to be slow. My water. And towards the end of the day, I don't know, halfway through or so, I'm in the booth, and you've seen it, like, I'm next to the cart. It's almost dead, and I see this, like, 2 or 3 guys walking out from this direction, and I'm looking and I'm like, nobody's wearing jerseys or anything. I'm like, that's Scott Canterbury. So I like hopped over there and shook his hand. He was on his way somewhere, and he told me, he's like, I'll be back, and he came back and we got to talk for a few minutes. Canterbury is one of my top favorite pros. I think he's a stand-up dude, an excellent angler, and it was really cool to get to talk to him and take a picture with him. Yeah, really cool guy. So meeting Canterbury was like way up there, highlight of the show. But one interaction outranked it. A young man named Alex came by the booth, and he and his dad, and told us he came to the show for 2 reasons. He wanted to meet John Cox, and he wanted to come meet me. And that hit me pretty hard to think that I've had, through this channel and through fishing and making plastic lures, that I have had enough of an impact on somebody that they wanted to travel to come and meet me. That was really cool. Meant a lot to me. Alex, keep it up with the bait making. Keep going. It's a ton of fun. Catch something cool. Let us know how, keep in touch, let us know how your bait making journey is going. Yeah, it was great to meet you, and I really appreciate you coming by. And that was, I think, everybody we met, social interaction wise. We talked to a lot of people who ran businesses. I'm gonna shout out one of those now, Source Krate, Josh over at Source Krate. I'm gonna link them below. I'm gonna link everybody I mentioned below, or tag them or whatever, but Source Krate, if you have not seen Source Krate and you are a kayak angler, you need to go check out Source Krate. Just wild that nobody has done this before. It is a aluminum, lightweight, rigid kayak crate, and it reminds me somewhat of like is it M-Locks on a pew, a long range pew put attachments on. It's got a grid on it, and you can put these 3D printed accessories on there, and you can get the files to 3D print accessories yourself. And it is wild that nobody's done it before. So I'm gonna be getting in touch with Josh, and I will be hopefully at some point this spring or summer getting myself a Source Krate put together, because a kayak crate is something I have struggled with zip tying rod holders on, and they move, and it's just, you get a milk crate, or I have an Ozark Trail kayak crate, but it's just a square milk crate, and it gets to be a pain. So I'm going to customize and order a Source Krate at some point, but I'll have that linked below. Go take it out, go check it out, and I will I'll have him tagged. I don't know if he has a YouTube. I'm sure he probably does, and I will have it tagged. He's on Instagram though, so get over there. Spanker Jigs, another company that we got to talk to there. He had skirts out the wazoo, and we did get a bunch of their skirts. I don't have them. Brandy has them because she does all the skirt tying. We were over there several times, but I picked myself up a 8-blade A-rig. From Spanker Jigs. I lost my last A-rig, and so here we have my new A-rig, and I'm very excited to use it this spring. Maybe even take it and go after some striper or something. Yeah, the A-rig. Excited to use that. Picked up, and I haven't mentioned one interaction, but I will here in a minute, and you'll understand why I'm waiting once I do that. Picked up this beautiful crankbait from Vanhuss. Vanhuss Custom Lures. So check them out. They're on Facebook. It's a little flat side square bill. Come on, ow. So see the V, little branding there. That's cool. It's got a subtle rattle, but I'm looking forward to fishing that in a bone pattern. We will go ahead real quick and talk about the other interaction we had. Southwest Indiana Outdoors. Finally got to meet Chase in person, and that was pretty cool. They came down from Indiana for the show, and he brought me these. He had shown me that they had. I think he had a friend who was selling them, and I was like, "Hey, these are gator colors." And I'm not a big sports guy, but I'm from Florida, so it's like if he wants an extra bait, let's do a trade. So he brought me these bait bags, which I'd been needing to get some, but they're in my colors, so that's great. Though, and apparently they fit under the seat. According to that fishing noob, they fit perfectly under the seat in the Old Town Sportsman. So I should be able to load those up and under the seat. Brought me those and these beautiful baits here. We have a flat-sided, no-spin whopper plopper, and this beautiful jointed swim bait. Got a rubber tail on there. Very cool. Yeah, so these beautiful baits that Chase brought me are from 12 Oaks Custom Lures. I will have them below as well. I'm really looking forward to it. Last year I really wanted to step up my glide bait, swim bait style game, and just did not get to fish as much as I wanted to be able to do that. But this has got me excited for it again. Look at that purple transition across the top. That's gorgeous. What else have we got here? Oh, picked up some tungsten. I walked in the first day, and there's some booths that were just like tackle stores. So they had all sorts of brands and all sorts of stuff. They weren't there like as a brand. And a guy had a milk crates full of Ozark Trail tungsten. I like Ozark Trail tungsten because it's cheap. Now, it is silver, so it does have some shine to it. And if you don't want that, that's not the best. But it's cheap. You can get it for essentially $1 a weight, which is a good deal. And so on the last day, I was walking down there to get some, and I passed this booth that I hadn't really looked at before. TMO Tackle, and they had prices very comparable, especially like your lower weights were essentially $1 a piece, and your higher weights were very close. So I picked up some TMO Tackle tungsten. I got a pack of 1/8 ounce and a pack of 1/4 ounce, and it's nice looking tungsten. They talked to me about it. They were talking about like this. It's gonna be hard to see. It's kind of beveled through there, so it won't wear on your line, like it's smoothed out, and that the black is impregnated through the entire thing. So this won't wear off or fade. It's impregnated through the entirety of the metal of the tungsten. So that's super cool. I like fishing with tungsten better than I like fishing with lead, and I think that I will be a TMO customer in the future as well. So last year, one of the booths that I enjoyed the most, and I was looking forward to the most seeing them again this year, was Long Creek Customs. If I can get that, I don't know if that's focusing. I'm gonna have them tagged below. You can scan that with your phone if you're watching on your computer. They're on Facebook. You need to go check them out. I picked up this bait last year. Look at the paint job on that. Okay. It's a little dusty. It's been hanging up in my shop here. I have it hanging up kind of like as a decoration right now because I'm not fishing. But excellent looking loud, great looking glide bait. And I picked it up, I want to say it was $20 or $25 to get that one last year. Now, so this year I went by on the last day and I picked up this one. Guys, this one was $25, and on Sunday at the show they had run a special. I paid $20 for this. You see the texture on that? The colors? I hope that they're coming through. Like, and you've got the brush tail. Just absolutely insane. I saw them out and I was like, oh my gosh. I knew I was gonna pick up a Long Creek while I was there. And the first day I walked past it, did a walkthrough, and I saw that and I was like, I'm coming back for one of those. So that's what we have here. I mean, no scale. Ugh, cannot wait to fish that this year. And those are good colors for my fisheries too. That's a pretty good standard shad pattern style. And then I went back. I took my girls back and I said, each of you pick out a bait. I will probably be fishing them primarily, but just because of the size of the baits. But so they each picked out a bait. Beatrice, the younger one, picked out this guy. You can see the weights in there. This one's going to sink pretty fast, would be my guess. I think this is also very similar to action-wise. It's probably going to be very similar to this. This I believe is an S waver, and I think that this one will have very similar action. So we've got two profiles now, or two colors, both with rubber tails. Actually, I take that back. This is more of a plastic tail, and this is more of a rubber tail. So it's pretty cool. There's some differences, and I bet that tail, I bet I can buy replacement tails for that. That's cool. Okay. And then my oldest, Eleanor, picked out this one, and it has me very excited too. It's I think the same blank, but that's basically a pink lemonade right there. It's definitely more of an orange than a yellow, but I really like the look of this bait. We have a shorter tail cut out like that. I'm liking that as well. I cannot wait. They sound very similar. I think they're the same blank. But yeah, so I am stacked now with big jointed. Come on, try to pick them all up here. Beast baits here. It's pretty cool. I'm just getting a thumbnail. Anyways, yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to using these this year. We're getting close to it. It's the beginning of February. It was 70 yesterday. It was like in the mid 60s today. We'll have another cold snap. It'll get cold again, but I'd say that I'm hoping we'll have a pretty warm March and get to fishing pretty quickly. The show was a great success. Had a lot of fun. Met a lot of great people. Now I'm still tired from it. Over a week later, but we're getting back into the groove. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you all next time.